Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Burley. As tonight, the Preston Indians come here to Burley, and tonight they will play another one of those triangle matches. As tonight, our competition is the Burley Bobcats along with the Mountain Home Tigers. Glad to have you with us here this evening. Dan Hubbard, John Beverly back in the studio, our engineer with you tonight. As tonight, the Preston Indians, who are 8-4 overall on the year, and even 500 record, as coming up a little short in that big match last week against Wood River. Then they've had a week off since then, so plenty of rest as they have these two matches here tonight, and they'll be home Thursday night against Minico as well. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll get tonight's matches started. The first match is the Preston Indians against the Wood River Tigers, and we'll have play-by-play coming up for you right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Health West is a nationally recognized community health center that provides patient-centered health care for everyone. From newborn to complicated care, Health West is always accepting new patients in Medicaid, Medicare, insured, and even if you don't have insurance. Available in 8 locations throughout Southeast Idaho. Call 208-852-3200 for an appointment in Preston. Health West, empowering our patients and communities by providing quality, affordable health care.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
It's time for Preston Lady Indians Volleyball. All the excitement of Preston Lady Indians Volleyball is brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right here in Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care that you will find in all of Cache Valley. By Stokes Market and True Value. By Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park community here in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Valley Implement. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By S&T Electric. And by mylocalradio.com. Tonight's game is a presentation of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School Athletics and Preston Broadcasting. It's presented for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or use of any of the descriptions or accounts of this game without the express written consent of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, is strictly prohibited. Welcome back here to Burley, as tonight the Indians and meet in a triangle match set up against the Burley Bobcats and the Mountain Home Tigers. They take on Mountain Home here first, as both the teams out onto the floor, getting ready for the matches to start here this evening, as Preston, we've talked about it several times. We talked about it on the Prep Sports Final on Thursday, that Preston coming off that very difficult loss to Wood River last week, and looking to bounce back from that. They've had a week off, so they get to get back on the court here tonight and get back to work. They're back home on Thursday in a single matchup style situation, regular play. The Minico Spartans will be in town, and we'll have that match for you here on KACH and on my local radio as well. Want to remind you too that we've started a new show for the folks who live in the area, the city of Preston. It is on the radio only on KACH Thursday afternoons at 5. As I mentioned, it's called the Prep Sports Final, where we go over all the high school athletics in the area, the Great Basin 10, also West Side and up in Soda Springs as well. So we'll go over all those, have interviews and highlights and all kinds of stuff for you. That's Thursday afternoon at 5. It's called the Prep Sports Final, and we'll look for you this Thursday. So about ready to play as the libero comes out onto the floor for the Indians, as the referee now checking the starters for Mountain Home as well, and Mountain Home will serve first here to open the match. Caitlin Thornsberry will serve here, as Preston, after having their 7-match winning streak snapped, ready to go back to work. As they'll set outside, this comes to Keller, and she's dug out from the back row. Back in the front as Mountain Home just plays it back over. Set in the middle, and that's going to be hit too long. Out of bounds as the set, a short set right there in the middle, and that was Burnett who hit it too long, and it's 1-0 in favor of Mountain Home. As they will serve again here. Timeout here momentarily, as not sure what the coach is doing. Oh, apparently she lost power. Somebody kicked out the power on the scoreboard. That was the problem. Now we're ready to go as the scoreboard comes back to life. There's the whistle, ready to go back to work, as the serve is going to be into the net. That gets Preston their first point of the match, and it's 1-1 here in the first set. Hannah Stevenson will drop back and serve here for Preston, as Ashlyn Sparks comes onto the floor for the first time here this afternoon. Glad to have you with us here from Burley, by the way, as is dug out from the back row. They'll keep it alive, and Mountain Home will just play it over. Set outside, that comes to Keller. It's blocked and it goes out of bounds. Point to the Indians. Keller tools the block well. Preston on top, 2-1. Stevenson's next serve. Set outside. Nope, they just have to just bump it over again. Not a good set. Again, outside to Keller. Short shot this time is in. So Keller with the big hit, then comes back with the dink. And it's 3-1 Preston. And Stevenson will serve yet again. Back set. That's blocked at the net. Natalia Nagali was the spiker, as there's a little short shot again right into a little soft spot in the floor. That was Ashlyn Sparks this time. And then Preston goes up 4-1 on 4 straight service points here by Hannah Stevenson. Next serve is dug out back row. They keep it alive, just have to bump it over, which they do. Back to the Indians, outside set. Keller is dug out. They have to go get it. It was headed toward the bench. They're able to keep it alive. Yes. Set, back set this time. That comes to Sparks. She's partially blocked at the net. As again, the Tigers will keep it alive. They'll play it over off the top of the net. That's dug out by Whitehead. Set in the middle, partially blocked, kept alive. Nice play at the net by the Tigers to keep it alive. Outside to Keller. She goes down the line and point. She got it between the hands of the block at the net, and wasn't a whole lot they could do with it. Natalia McGowan had to go right between her hands and down the line, and it's good for a point. 5-1 Preston. In the middle, dug out by Whitehead in the back row. They'll set backwards again for Sparks. Sparks is dug out from the back row. Again, Preston able to keep it alive. They'll bump it over. Tigers just play it back over. Free ball here for the Indians. Look out. Miscommunication, and they let it hit the floor. As Sparks and Stevenson just kind of looked at each other. Neither of them went after the ball and let it fall between them. So 5-2, Preston on top. That breaks the string of 5 straight points for Stevenson. Outside set. That comes to Sparks. That's kept alive. As they'll go from the back row again. That's partially blocked at the net. Kept alive by the Indians. Outside Sparks off the block. Nope, they're going to say it was not touched. And point for the Tigers. 5-3. Certainly looked like Sparks had hit it off the block at the net, but the referee said no. Outside Keller is dug out on a little short dink shot at the net. They put it back over. Grace Resume is partially blocked as the ball back over on the Indian side, and that's going to be another point for the Tigers. They get back to within 1 as it's 5-4 as Preston mishandled the shot. Madison Coate with the serve and down the line and out as the too strong going down the line. And we're even at 5s. As Sparks tried to take it down the line and she was too strong. Keller. That's going to be too long as well. Nope, they touched at the net. They're going to say it was touched at the net, so point for Preston as Keller picks up another kill. And Abby will now drop back and serve. Abby's got her hand up looking for the ball because Mountain Home wants to serve, but the referee's saying no because ball belongs over here, please. So 6-5, Preston back up on top. Keller's serve, deep middle, nice return. They set it outside, dug out there by the Indians. They go outside to Meeks, and Meeks is too long. They gave the point to the Indians. So they're going to say it was off. It was off the block at the net, apparently. So it's 7-5. Keller will serve again. Ashley has her first kill of the match. She's the team leader in kills. Kept alive on the Tigers' side. They'll just bump it over to get it out of trouble. Set in the middle this time. That's off the dig and out of bounds. And that's Burnett right short in the middle, able to put that away, and that makes it 8-5. Back to a 3-point lead again for the Indians. They have 8-6 on the scoreboard. I have 8-5 on my sheet, but we'll go by what they have as it goes to Meeks off the block and down. Haley Meeks tools the block to make it 9-6. Preston still leads as Keller will serve again. Interesting view from up here on the walkway at the end of the court. We're used to seeing views from mid-court. As Meeks hits this one into the net, that's going to be a point for the Tigers. And that's going to make it 9-7. So the serve will go back over to the other side. And that's going to be a point for Preston as that's put away. That makes it 10-7. Here's Whitehead to serve. Short at the net, going up and putting that one away right away is Haley Windward. Windward came into the match with 43 kills on the year. She picks up her first one there to make it 11-7. So Preston with a 4-point lead. They broke out to that big lead as that's going to be blocked at the net. That is Sparks and Windward with the blocks and pick up the point. Make it 12-7. The big run of points on the serves by Hannah Stevenson, the first service rotation of this set, opened up the lead for the Indians, and they've not completely given it back, and they lead it by 5 again at 12-7. Short, dug out by Whitehead, at the net, back set, Sparks. Off the net, point for Preston. Off the block, I should say, and a point for Preston. 13-7 as Sparks picks up another kill. Whitehead will serve again. Mountain Home sets at the net, right at the net, 50-50 ball. That's going to be a lift charged against Mountain Home, I believe, and a point for the Indians to make it 14-7. So Preston goes on top, 14-7 on the lift ball here in the first set. JV playing on the adjacent court. That's the noise you hear in the background. As Mountain Home bumps it over. Short set at the net, kept alive, and a point for the Indians. Short set by Windward, and then it was Haley Meek to come over and get it and then find the little open soft spot on the floor. Makes it 15-7 as Whitehead serves again. Whitehead at the net, as that's going to be the attempt there by Windward is dug out, and eventually the point goes to the Indians as the Tigers not able to get it back across the net. 16-7. At the net as the Tigers hit it into the net. The hitting mistake there by Madison Coate. And on the air, Preston picks up the point. They lead by 10 now. It's 17-7 here in the first set. Whitehead to serve. Back set is kind of popped up. Played by the Indians in the back row. Outside set goes to Meek. That's off the dig and out of bounds. 18-7. Haley Meek with her fourth kill here in the first set, and we have a timeout on the floor. Preston up 18-7 with a timeout. We'll be right back.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
Interviews, highlights, and analysis with the best in the business. Here we go. Others can talk about the game. Only one source can deliver the goods. And it can only be found right here on the Coach Gary Anderson Show on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
The Coach Gary Anderson Show, live from Wingers in Logan, Thursday nights at 6 on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Preston with a lead here in the first set thanks to a couple of long service runs. 5 points in a row in the early going, and now it's Maddie Whitehead who's put together a pretty good run as well here. 9 points in a row served up by Whitehead. 18-7. They lead by 11. Ball on the Tigers side of the court. Mishit. However, comes back over to Preston. They'll set at the net. Little 50-50 ball at the net is dug out there, kept alive by the Tigers. Hit wildly, so they'll just have to play it back over. They'll set outside for Meeks to the Indians, and Meeks able to put that away. Haley Meeks, who had 20 kills in the loss against Wood River last week, able to put that away. Makes it 19-7. No service errors yet in this set for the Indians. Of course, I probably just jinxed them. Whitehead able to dig that out. Back set. Sparks blocked at the net. Kept alive again. Comes back outside this time to Meek. Just punches it over. Tigers have it. Outside set as that's partially blocked. Kept alive again by Preston. Meeks keeps it alive. Kept it alive. Nope. This time it was not able to be kept up and alive. This time by Mountain Home. Point for the Indians. That makes it 20-7. And Whitehead will still serve. This is quite the run of points here for the Indians. And there's another one, make it 21-7. As a couple of players for the Tigers just kind of looked at each other at the net and let the ball fall. 14-point lead for the Indians, 21-7 here in the first set. Short serve dug out, kept alive here by the Tigers as they set it onto the floor. Comes to Meeks, partially blocked, kept alive at the net. Back on the Tigers' side. They'll play it over. That's going to be too long and out of bounds. Point for the Indians, 22-7. Serve deep into the corner. Kept alive there by Schweitzer. Schweitzer gets it over for Mountain Home. Short set in the middle is kept alive again. From deep, it's put into the arms and the dugout there by Whitehead. Back to Meek, off the block and out of bounds. Another point for Preston. 23-7. As Haley Meek putting on a pretty good display here in the first set. It's 14 straight points here served up by Whitehead. And that's going to be an ace for 15 in a row. Makes it 24-7. First ace for Preston here in the set. And we're at set point, 24-7. Back set. And that's into the net. And for Preston, that's going to be a 25-7 win here in the first set. So they bounce back nicely from that disappointing loss at against Wood River a week ago, and they will bounce right back and come up with a big win, 25-7 here in the first set. We'll take a timeout, come back with set number 2 right after this.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on-site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
In business for almost 70 years, Valley Implement has been serving customers with integrity, personalized service, and accountability for generations. Their mission is to contribute to agriculture and the agricultural way of life. When it comes to irrigation, equipment, attachments, parts and service, and precision farming, Valley Implement in Preston is here to work for you. Visit them today, 213 West 8th North, Preston. Valley Implement, all things agriculture.
KACH.
Ready to start set number 2. After Preston wins the first set by a 25-7 score, as helped out immensely by a long run of points served up by Whitehead. 15 points to end the set. That doesn't count the 5 straight points to start the set served up by Stevenson. Here we go, set number 2. Preston has it on their side as it's hit high in the air, and that's going to be out of bounds as Longhurst hits it wide. So Longhurst hits it wide. That's going to be a point for Mountain Home. And just like they did in the first set, they jump out to an early 1-0 lead, which was fine. Jumping out to a lead like that, unfortunately, it went away pretty quickly. As with that 1-0 lead, Preston was able to side out the ball, then serve 5 straight points and went on to the big win. Whitehead from the back row serves it outside. That's back to Meek and beating just out of bounds. They thought it was off the block, but the referee says no. And it's 2-0. Stephanie Schweitzer will serve here again for the Tigers. As short serve dug out there by the Indians. Outside set. Longhurst partially blocked at the net, but down. And a point for the Indians. It's 2-1. So 2-1, and Sage Meek will now serve for Preston. Sage's serve is dug out. Played back onto the floor. They'll keep it alive and just bump it back over onto the Preston side. Short set at the net. That's blocked by on the kill attempt by Burnett. They tried to just dink it over. Kept alive again by the Indians. Outside. This comes to Meek off the block. Kept alive again. The set is short of the net, but a big hit. That's off the hands of Whitehead and out of bounds. So 3-1. Tigers on top. Natalie McGowan will serve here as they get the side out. And that's going to be an ace. That fell right in front of Sage Meek, I should say. And that makes it a 4-1 lead here for Mountain Home as we play here in the second set. Preston won the first set handily. Outside set. Haley Meek is blocked, kept alive by the Indians. Somehow they managed to get it back over, as that's going to be off the hand of Cody and out of bounds. Point will go to Preston as it's 2-4, as they were able to dig it out and Ken Ben put it away. Whitehead will serve again for Preston. See if she can run off another long series of points again. The set in the middle. Partially blocked, kept on the Preston side. They'll bump it over, get it out of trouble. Set in the middle, this time for the Tigers. That's blocked at the net by the Indians. Again, they'll keep it alive. As they'll play it back over, that is Genesee to get it over. Back to Preston. Meek is blocked at the net, kept alive again by the Tigers. They'll bump it back over to keep it alive as Cody gets it back into play. In the middle, that is Windward, able to put it away. So Windward goes deep with the point, and it's 4-3. Preston down by 1. As Whitehead has run that consecutive point streak, now she has an ace. So Whitehead with her first ace of the day ties the match at 4. That is 19 straight service points for Whitehead going back to the last set. Outside Meeks, off the block and down. Point for Preston. Makes it 5-4. Indians have their first lead here in the second set. Whitehead again to serve. As they would just bump it back over. Bad set there by the Tigers. Outside set. This comes to Longhurst, kept alive. Off the net. Point for the Preston Indians. So they can't quite clear the net. That makes it 6-4. As again, Whitehead serves. At the net. That's going to be point again for the Indians, as at the net, Genesee tried to go for the spike, but then got herself into the net. 7-4, Preston on top, and again, Whitehead serves. They just pump it over. Indians have it, outside set, Longhurst is dug out in the back row. Comes back over. Sage Meek keeps it alive. Outside set to her sister Haley. Kept alive, dug out, but not returned there by the Tigers. As Stingelmeyer tried to go for it, not able to get to it as the ball approached the net. That makes it 8-4. Back to a 4-point lead again here for the Indians in set number 2, as that's going to be an ace. Whitehead with her second ace here of this set. Makes it 9-4. And that'll be another ace. Not able to, the dig is not able to be returned. Back-to-back aces. Preston goes up 10-4. Again, Whitehead will serve. Back set. That's going to be long and out of bounds. Point again for the Indians. As at the net, Madison Cody tried to pin the back corner and hit it just a hair long. Again, here's the serve from Whitehead. They'll bump it over, keep it alive off the top of the net. Preston somehow able to dig it out and get it back over the net. Free ball here for the Tigers. Off the block, kept alive again by the Indians. Back set to Meeks. That's going to be off the dig. They got to go and get it, and not able to, and it's going to be another point for Preston. That makes it 12-4. Haley Meeks with another kill. As once again, starting to sound like a broken record, Whitehead will serve in the middle. And that's going to be a point. They finally able to break the serve as Katrina Ganassi able to put that away. 12-5. Another 11 straight points put up by Whitehead as they finally able to break her serve, as that's going to be off the net and back onto the Preston side. So that'll be another point here for the Tigers. That makes it 12-6. So 26 straight service points for Maddie Whitehead between the two sets on her serve, as they're finally able to break the serve. Outside, this comes to Cody. Kept alive by the Indians. Longhurst off the net and down. Point for the Tigers. So Longhurst with a hitting error. As Ganassi serves. Dug out there. And then she hits it over into the JV court. Point side out for the Indians, makes it 13-7, and Preston will get the serve back again. As rotate some players in and out for both sides. Abby Keller comes back in for the Indians as she'll drop back behind the service line and assume the serve here for Preston. 13-7. Applied the net, misplayed there, and easy put away there as Windward able to put that one away. That makes it 14-7. Preston leads. Keller serving, dug out there by Stangelmeyer as able to keep it alive. Preston has it at the net. Outside service to set to Meeks. That's blocked, and then Preston mishits it, trying to keep it alive to make it 14-8. Side out, the point for the Mountain Home Tigers. 14-8, Preston leading here in set number 2. Back set. Windward keeps it on the floor. Down the middle. Cannot be dug out this time by Sage Meek. Back-to-back points, 14-9. As the Tigers have now 3 points in a row after the side out. Set in the middle. Boy, that's a big hit in the middle. That's from Windward. Is she able to put that away? 15-9. Preston assumes a 6-point lead again as Drew Despain comes in. Don't remember seeing her in the first set. This might be her first appearance here in the match. Despain's big serve is deep. Dug out, kept alive. They'll just have to play it over. Indians have a free ball at the net. Short serve, short set, I should say, as Stevenson just bumped it over. Again, way back in the deep court. And Preston has another free ball. Outside set to Meek. Blocked at the net and down. And on the Preston side, so that's a point for the Tigers. That makes it 15-10 on the side out. And Kinsey Stangelmeyer will now serve. Outside set comes to Meek again. That's off the block. Kept alive by Meek. As again, they'll set it back to her. Since she hits this one off the chest of McGowan. And that goes out of bounds. Makes it 16-10 as Preston again with a side out. And Windward will now assume the serve as Haley drops back deep behind the service line with a 6-point lead. Serve deep in the middle. Comes to the front row. That's going to be wide. And a point again for the Indians. Another hitting error as McGowan hits it wide of the sideline. 17-10. Preston with a 7-point lead again. Windward's serve is deep and off the hands of Kaiser, and that goes out of bounds. That's an ace for the Indians. Their third here of this set to make it 18-10. As Windward has her first set of this match here against Mountain Home. Remember, Preston still has to play Burley coming up, and that's another hitting error. That makes it 19-10. Windward will serve again. Windward serve again. Deep middle, kept alive as the Tigers was bump it over. Despain has it deep on the floor. It's going to be played into the back row as Windward will just set it into the back row again. Back over on the Tigers side. Set in the middle. Big hit there as that's by Razam, as kept alive again by the Indians. At the net, Windward had tried to play it over. Actually, I said Burnett tried to play it over and then just tapping it into the back row into an open spot for the point. Side out for the Tigers. 19-11. Grace Rayumi able to find the floor. Side out. Tigers get the serve. 8-point lead for the Indians. Serve is going to be too long. Service error. 20-11. So here's Hannah Stevenson to serve again. Set a string of 5 straight points in the first set. 5 in a row here would give the set to the Indians, as that's going to be right in the corner. Yanasi able to put that away. 20-12. Stephanie Schweitzer will serve again. For the Lady Tigers. Preston still leading by 8. In the middle, they'll back set to Meek. Sage goes down the line and in. Sage able to put that one away. She got a nice set and had a perfect little alley to take it right down the sideline, and she did. 21-12. Sage will serve for Preston. Serves it right along the sideline. That's in on the Tigers side as they'll bump it over. Back over to Sage Meek again. Outside set to Haley. Haley dug out nicely in the back row, but then they can't able to return it are the Tigers to make it 22-12. The big hit went to the libero. Presley Medeiros, as that will be another point for the Indians. That makes it 23-12. So Sage Meek will serve again. Set in the middle. Dug out. Kept alive by the Indians at the net. And it stays on the Tiger side. They got to get it back over. Ben Medeiros does. Set in the middle. Burnett blocked. Kept alive again by the Indians. That comes back to Longhurst, who just bumps it over to keep it alive. Set there off the top of the net and down on point for the Indians as Magellan not able to get it back across the net. Set point again here for the Indians. 24-12. Looking to go up 2-0. Outside set, dug out as Preston able to keep it alive. Whitehead sets it to Haley Meek. She just bumps it over to keep it alive. Set on the side. Sage Meek has the dig there. Outside set again, comes back to Sage. Bad set and a point there for the Tigers as they avoid the first of several set points. And on the side out, get a couple of subs in and out here. As coming back onto the floor is Stengelmeyer for the Tigers. Another set point here for Preston. Set backwards. Longhurst is dug out, kept alive at the net. It's again just played over. Dug out by Longhurst to Meek. Off the block, kept alive. Medeiros has the dig. Outside, big hit. Dug out again by Stevenson in the back row. As they set it short in front, as they just bump it over, does Burnett. Again at the net, and another point there for the Tigers. Good patient play by the Tigers. That's probably their best point of the match so far. 24-12. Still a set point for Preston here, as that's going to be kept alive again at the net. Bumped over onto the Preston side. Outside set. Haley Meek off the block, out of bounds. Point for Preston, set point for Preston. So Preston goes up 2-0, this time with a 25-14 set win. And we'll come back with set number 3 here from Burley High School as we continue with Preston up 2-0.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now, they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
The Limbic Arc may help you or someone you know be more calm. It's simple to use. Find out more by logging on to mylocalradio.com and clicking on the Limbic Arc logo. Check it out now. Visit mylocalradio.com and click on any Limbic Arc logo.
Advertise your open positions on the radio. You'll be amazed how quickly you see a response. You'll reach more people for less. The job stop includes radio and internet advertising. Call us for more info. We're a local company with a toll-free number, 833-856-9625. That's 833-856-9625.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH. Preston, Smithfield, KACH.
Ready to go back to work here for set number 3 as the Indians look for the sweep here, as they lead 2-0 as we go to set 3, having won 25-7 and 25-14. And got some folks who made the trip over from Preston for the matches here today. And thank them for doing that, and glad to have you with us here today as well, as the Indians still have another match coming up tonight as they'll play the host Burley Bobcats coming up a little bit later on this evening as well. As we go to set number 3 here, Preston leads 2-0, and the serve will go to the Tigers to start set number 3 as Caitlin Thornsberry will serve to start set number 3. Impressive numbers for the Indians, and I'll give you one right off the bat here, and I hope I don't jinx them. Since I don't believe in jinxes. As it comes to Keller, that's off the net and down. Point for the Tigers to start the set for the third set in a row. The Tigers get the first point. Preston, through 2 sets, has yet to serve up a service error. Impressive. Outside, Keller just bumps it over. Medeiros will keep it in play, as that'll be a point for the Indians to tie the set at 1-1. Hannah Stevenson will serve. Stevenson, her first serve, nice and deep in the middle, played there by the Tigers. As they get it back over, Cody will get it back onto the Preston side. Back set comes to Sparks, blocked but out of bounds. Point for the Indians, 2-1. Stevenson had a string of 5 straight points in the early portions of set number 1, but the impressive number belongs to Maddie Whitehead, who between the first and second set served up a total of 26 straight points on her serve. As that's going to be blocked and the side out goes to the Tigers. And we're tied at 2. See who's going to serve here as, again, the Tigers will rotate in some players in and out. Carrie Ann Kaiser, number 14 in black, will now serve from down at the far end of the court. Kaiser's serve is going to be too deep and a service error. So 3-2, Preston on top, and Abby Keller will now assume the serve for the Indians. As Keller's serve is short, taken there by the Tigers. They'll set in the middle, partially blocked at the net. Outside set, Meek is blocked there, kept alive again by the Tigers. Outside set comes back to Kaiser from her back row position. She'll bump it over. Outside again to Meek. Blocked, partially blocked and down. That's Haley Meek again with another kill at the net. That makes it 4-2. Another serve put in play here by Keller. And that's going to be long. Yes, it is. The kill attempt goes long, puts Preston up 5-2 as they increase their lead to 3 here in set number 3. As Abby's next serve. Medeiros able to dig that out. They'll set it in the middle, blocked by the Indians. The block at the net comes from Burnett as she's able to put that back. Makes it 6-2. And again, Keller serves. At the net, it's just, they're going to call that a lift, apparently, on Thornsberry. That makes it 7-2. So again, Preston starting to put another string of points together. Outside, Meek. That's going to be out of bounds. She hit it off the top of the net and it deflected wide of the court to make it 7-3. So the side out gives it back over to the Tigers. As it'll be Gianassi to serve. Over onto the Tigers side. Bump at the net. Kept alive. Played over there by Rayumi. And then kept alive again by the Indians. As that one is off the hands of Kaiser. That'll go well out of bounds. 8-3. So 8-3. Have to go retrieve the balls and end up way over at the other end of the court on the other side of the JV game. As now Maddie Whitehead will serve again. They've sided out Whitehead once So she's 26 out of 27 point wins in her serve so far tonight, as that is going to be a point there for the Tigers. Make it 8-4, so pretty quickly this time they're able to side out Whitehead's serve. 8-4, Preston leads. Back set comes to Sparks. That's dug out by Medeiros. In the front row, that's blocked at the net and then back over onto the Tigers side. Side out again for Preston. So it's 9-4 as Sage Meek will now serve. Sage has had just another one of those solid matches that she normally turns in. Bumped over by Rayumi. Ball's loose on the floor. Hold on a second. Ball from the JV game comes over onto the court here on the varsity game. So just for player safety, the referee will blow the whistle and we'll start the point over again. So Haley will serve. As her serve is taken by Medeiros in the back row. Outside set, Kaiser just bumps it over. Again, set to Preston as it's just played over this time by Stevenson, and the Tigers able to keep it alive. They'll get it back in the back row. Whitehead set in the middle. That's off the hands, and that'll be a point for Preston, as that was Windward picking up the point and the kill to make it 10-4, Preston on top. So Meek will serve again here at 10-4. As short serve, Tigers do just barely get that. Back in the back row, it comes to Meek. Stevenson will bump it forward as Keller plays it over. Set in the middle. Off the hands, point for the Tigers. As Rayumi able to tool the block, make it 10-5. So 10-5, Mountain Home will serve. Set in the middle, and that's in. Nice placement there in the corner by Windward to pick up the kill. That makes it 11-5. Good short set, disguised it well, did the Indians. So 10-5, and here's Drew Despain to serve. Drew serve in the back middle, dug out, kept alive, and into the net. Point for Preston. Makes it 12-6. As Whitehead not able to dig that shot. That's from the outside, and that's Giannossi able to put that away. 12-6 on the side out. Serve goes back over again to the Tigers as Presley Medeiros now to serve here for Mountain Home. He gets it over. Back set, Windward. That's off the hands of Medeiros. Windward not able, I should say, puts that away. Side out again, back to Preston. 13-6. Preston looking to sweep the Mountain Home Tigers here as they're up 2-0. Windward serve. Kept alive by Mountain Home. They bump it over. Kept alive here by the Indians. They'll set outside. This comes to Keller. Keller goes off the hands and out of bounds. Point for the Indians, 14-6. Abby, who came into the match today with 49 kills on the year, has 3 so far today. Windward serves for Preston. Kept alive there as it comes back to Windward. She'll bump it forward, set it in the middle. Partially blocked at the net, played over, kept alive again here by the Indians. Outside set, comes back to Keller. That's off the hands, kept alive again, but into the net and down for point for Preston as Giannossi again hits it into the net. 15-6. Preston up by 9 here in set number 3. As just inside the line, dug out there by the Tigers. They get it over and down. Point for Mountain Home. 15-7 as they go back up on top. Or I should say the point for the Tigers. Was it? Let's see, they get the ball back over. Yes, it was. So the serve will come back over to Mountain Home. Overhand serve put onto the Preston side. The Indians will set from the back row. Whitehead bumps it over. Outside set. Blocked at the net partially. They'll keep it alive to the Tigers. Comes back to the net. Indians have it there. As it'll nope, not make it over the net. So the Tigers tried to get it back over. Cody tried to bump it up, but then she had to just stand there and watch as her bump little shot fell short of the net. So again, the point goes back over to Preston. 16-7 they serve. And there is the first service error of the match for the Indians. Makes it 16-8. And in the middle of set number 3 is their first service error. That's an impressive run for the Indians. They go 66 points without a service error. Points won, I should say, and that's going to be long and out of bounds. 16-9, point again for the Tigers. Serve here from Mountain Home. Oops, look out, got to go get it. Keller able to save it, and then Whitehead bumps it back over. Nice save by the Indians. Outside set, partially off the top of the net. Preston able to keep that alive. That's going to come to Sparks. She'll play it over, but it's wide of the pylon, and a point again for Mountain Home. That's going to make it 16-10. 3 straight points here for Mountain Home to cut the lead down to 6. Back set, Keller. Up off the dig. Nope, that's going to be a point for the Indians as that ends up way up on the walkway upstairs. 17-10. So it's 17-10. Keller will now serve again as Abby drops back behind the service line. Mountain Home rotates in a couple of players in and out. Really surprised that the Mountain Home coach has really only called one timeout so far here in the match. As dug out, Preston keeps it alive. Keller bumps it over, and it's back over onto the Tigers' side. In the middle, partially blocked. Keller keeps that alive. Still keeping it alive as Whitehead gets it back over and out of trouble again. Back set this time. Blocked by the Indians. Kept alive again by the Tigers as they get it up at the net. In the middle, Gianassi hits it. They're going to call it, as all the referees, none of them paying attention. They're all just kind of shrugging their shoulders. They don't know what's going on. And it's going to be a point for the Mountain Home. 17-11. It finally took Kalaska Haskell to go, it's their ball, for the referees to decide who got the point. Outside, Meek. Off the block and down point for Preston. 18-11 as Haley Meek picks up another kill here this afternoon. Back to Whitehead with the serve. Medeiros as they're able to bump it over. Preston set in the middle. Off the hands, partially blocked there as it comes back to Kaiser. Kaiser bumps it over. Easy point for the Indians. That's dug out somehow by the Tigers as they keep it alive. Outside set to Meek. Medeiros gets it up, but they're not able to return it. 19-11 as Preston goes back up by 8 points again. So Whitehead will continue her serve. As that'll be somehow they're able to get it back over onto the Preston side of the net. Set comes to Sparks as double hit charged against Sparks. Point side out here for Mountain Home. 19-12. As The side out goes to the Tigers. Coach Haskell talking to our up official for a moment. As here comes the serve. Dug out there by the Indians. They'll keep it alive. Set it again for Meek. They keep it alive as Kaiser bumps it back over. Set again. Outside again for Meek. That's off the top of the net and down. Point again for Mountain Home. 19-13. Preston up 6 here in the third. Serve played there by the Indians as they'll get it over. Medeiros has the dig there for the Tigers. Set comes to the front row, however it's shallow, so the Preston has a free ball, and at the net it's Windward for the kill. That makes it 20-13, Preston on top. Sage Meek will serve, 5 points from the victory. Preston looking for the straight sets victory after winning the first two, leading 20-13 here in the third. Outside set is short, dug out, kept alive by the Indians, comes back to Meek. Meek is dug out. Kaiser has it. She'll be able to keep it alive as Rayumi just bumps it back over. In the middle, comes back to Windward. That's dug out. Kept alive again by the Tigers as they get it back over. That's off the hands of Keller and out of bounds, and Rayumi has a kill. 20-14. Preston goes up by 6 as Kinsey Stengelmeyer serves, number 9 here for the Tigers. As the set's going to come outside. Meek bumps it over. Kept alive. Tigers able to get it back over onto the Preston side again. Outside. This comes back to Meek again. That's kept alive in the corner. As Preston again able to fight for it at the net. Comes back to Haley Meek again. Her kill attempt is kept alive as the Tigers bump it back over onto the Preston side. Free shot here. Windward's blocked at the net. Kept alive again. Outside for Sage Meek and down this time. As trying to dig the ball out was Cody. She got it back up, but unfortunately none of her teammates are able to return it. 21-14. Preston leads by 7 here in the third. Drew Despain back in on the rotation, and she'll come back in and serve here for the Indians. Despain's going to hit it too deep. Indeed, out of bounds. Second service error here in the third set. And only the second of the match for the Indians. 21-15. Off the pylon, out of bounds as Abby tried to go down the line and cut it just a little bit too short. It makes it 21-16. As Keller hits it off the pylon, Medeiros will serve. Good deep serve, back set. As it goes over onto the Tigers side. Set there, and that's going to be too deep. As Janasi hits it too deep. Preston goes up 22-16 on the side out. So Haley Windward now drops back to serve here for the Indians. Windward serve played at the net. Outside set comes to Keller. That's going to be too long. Makes it 22-17. Preston lead now down to 5. As this is Schweitzer to serve here. She gets the ball in nice and deep. As they just bumping it over. As give the point to Stevenson. Find a little soft spot in the defense. Makes it 23-17. Preston now 2 points away from the straight sets victory here. As once again the Tigers rotate in a couple of players, as do the Indians. As Ashlyn Sparks comes back onto the floor, Stevenson will serve. As this comes dug out here by Whitehead on the attempt by Gianassi. And off the block, played again by the Indians, back over onto the Tigers side. Set short in the middle. Giannossi dug out in the back row by Despain. Keller will just bump it back over. Medeiros has it there, outside set. Again, dug out by Despain in the back row. Short ball at the net, and that's going to be a point for the Tigers as Preston ended up into the net to make it 23-18. So 23-18, and the Tigers still with the serve here as they rolled off of several points in a row. As the serve comes over to the Indians. Set there, comes back. That's going to be off the block and out of bounds. Give the kill there to Sparks. As Sparks able to tool the block. And Preston now at match point. 24-18. It'll be Abby Keller to serve for the match. As set comes over onto the Preston side. Stevenson outside set to Meek. Too long. Yes, out of bounds. 24-19 as Mountain Home stays alive on the side out. Still a 5-point lead here for Preston. Giannossi with the serve. Outside set, comes back to Meek again. She just taps it over, kept alive as they'll play it over. Back onto the Preston side. Set back, comes to Ashlyn Sparks, and that's going to be off the net. At another point here again for the Tigers as they stave off another match point to make it 24-20. Giannossi will serve again here, trying to keep her team alive as they trail 2-0 and trail here in game 3 by 4 points. Giannossi's serve. Kept alive by Keller, outside set to Meek. That's off the hands, and that's going to be your match as the kill goes to Haley Meek as they're not able to dig it out. Meek ends up with 10 kills in this match as Preston goes on to win in straight sets. We'll come back and talk about it and get you ready for the match number 2 tonight for Preston as we continue. Preston wins it 25-7, 25-14, and 25-20 here in set number 3. A straight sets victory. We'll come back with a quick post-game wrap right after this. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial. Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right here in Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of Cache Valley. By Stokes Market, True Value. By Rouse Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community right here in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of the city of Preston. By Valley Implement. By Preston Auto Parts, CarQuest, on State Street in downtown Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By S&T Electric. And by MyLocalRadio.com. Now stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel even when the temperature drops below zero. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil Company.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
Why do I drink milk?
Milk rehydrates my body after I work out.
Milk has the protein I need to build muscle.
Milk helps me maintain a lean body mass.
Milk helps my muscles recover and stay strong.
Milk has the carbohydrates I need to re-energize.
Milk replaces important electrolytes that I lose when I sweat.
As an athlete at Boise State,
I learned that every sip
is a victory.
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
Milk Victory. Brought to you by United Dairymen of Idaho.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. Well, welcome back here to Burley as Preston able to straight set victory in the first match here tonight as they beat Mountain Home in straight sets, winning 25-7, 25-14, and then 25-20 in the third to go on to the straight sets victory. As good play, good solid balance of attack and kills by the Preston Indians, and as we talked about in the broadcast in the game, good solid serving by the Indians as they commit only 2 service errors in the 3 sets and go on to the victory. So Preston improves their record to 9-6. They've won 8 out of 9, and in a match that was very quick, took only about 69 minutes to play. So now Preston will match up with the home team, the Burley Bobcats. That will come up in about 17 minutes. So we'll take a break for about 15 minutes or so. We'll be back and get you ready for match number 2 as Preston will then square off against the Burley Bobcats. That is coming up. We thank you for listening. Preston knocks off Mountain Home in straight sets. Back was the second match of the night as part of this triangular setup here in the from Burley this evening, as we'll be back in about 15 minutes and get you ready for match number 2. Thanks for watching. We'll be back soon.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting LLC and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting LLC.